26 Mennonite Lane, formerly Mitchfield Road, formerly Oyster Point Road, goes back all the way to Warwicktown, that area. My family's been here since 1923. My father was the son of William Riley Newell, who was the man that discovered the port that changed Mulberry Island over to not being a Camp Abraham Eustis, but a Fort Eustis. He discovered that 80-foot water port that was there in Mulberry Island. And that's why we are what we are now in Warwick County, then later Newport News. There's a lot of history you guys may or may not know. The Minches bought that land from the county of Warwick. Not Warwick County, but the county of Warwick, back in the 1800s. They bought it because it had been devastated by the Civil War. There was nothing left. It was a carpetbagging family named Minch that came down and bought it. You can't find where Minchfield Road or the name of Minchfield Marina came from, but that's where it came from. And Warwick Town dates back to 1660s. That used to be a town that had a hotel, had a sheriff's office, a courthouse. I'm sure they had a place for you guys too. You know, but that, it had shops, it had stores, okay? And these gentlemen that you see along here, they're from Newport News, okay? But the county of Warwick was 17 miles long, I believe. Newport News is now 23 miles long. It's 4 miles by 4 miles, when it was originally the city of Newport News. And then they incorporated it in the 50s to Warwick County. But when you go back and look at all of that, and you say, okay, well, wow, that seems really cool. Well, you can go back further. Let's go back to 1607, when Jamestown came along. And there was 3 ships that came through here. Did you know that one of them dropped off at Jamestown and started a colony, John Smith made a treaty with Chief Powhatan. Chief Powhatan oversaw everything all the way clear around to Hampton and over to Kickingham. And it was all named after different Indians and tribes and all that kind of thing. But also, one of those ships went down York River, and then one of them came back up to James River. Guess where they stopped? Deep Creek, now known as Mitchfield Marina and Deep Creek Marina. They also started a town and a settlement there. It wasn't a colony, but this was in 1600. That town started up in 1607 once the treaty was made. But there was explorers and settlers that came there as early as 1600. Why in the world aren't we looking at making our area a go-to place for a historical area?
Amen.
Why don't we go ahead and make some shops and stores like Warwicktown was? Try to bring some of that back. Go dig the place up. Find all the historical stuff we can, and then go back and rebuild. Make us a point on the map like Jamestown, or like over here at Smithfield Station, having a hotel, a water area, a restaurant, and also a marina and a boat landing. Why not do something big? Why are we looking at a bunch of houses? $1 million houses, sure. You can get a lot of money from that. You know, you guys, you're all elected. You're here to represent us. I haven't seen one person, met one person. My family's lived here since 1921, 23 on Mennonite Lane, Mitchfield Road, now formerly Oyster Point Road, which a lot of people don't know. My daddy told me that Mitchfield used to be called Oyster Point. But all of that's there. It's been there. And the history's there. You can look it up. But we're not talking about history. We're not even teaching it in our schools to our kids. Where they come from, where they live. My grandson is 5th generation to live here in Newport News. I went down and I spoke at Fort Eustis when they were getting ready to knock off 4,300 men out of the 7,100 man base. I told them about the history there too, about my grandfather, about my father, how he fought to keep 7,500 men from losing their jobs when it was a 15,000 man base. They only cut off about 101, unfortunately, but it was a whole lot better than 4,300. Now we're getting ready to make a similar mistake. 4,300 men at a base. Now we're getting ready to put in a few $1 million houses. For what? Taxes? If you want taxes, figure out how to make revenue like some of these other places, like the man mentioned in Virginia Beach. Make it to where it's a boat ramp. Make it to where it's a sailing boat place where we can go teach sailing. Instead of having to go all the way over to Norfolk like we do with Christopher Newport. Why don't we do the right thing? This has been in the plans. These people made investments in their homes to come here and to live here. And what do they come here? They make the investment at home because they were promised a park. I've heard several people said that they're either moving back here, they moved here because of the promise of a park. And now some investors have come in and offered big money. What have you guys become? If you vote yes on this, I know.
Thank you.
Can I